We are continuing our Gentle Yoga for Fun series, focusing on our back. Today you will need a block, a belt, and a pillow. And once you're ready to begin, please join me on the mat, standing in mountain pose, Tadasana. Feet are parallel, hips distance apart, toes pointing forward, arms along your sides, palms shining forward. Close your eyes. Find your breath. Take a nice inhale and let it go. Open your eyes. We're going to interlock our hands in front of our chest, extend our arms out. Inhale, arms up, gaze up. And tilt to the right. Back to center and tilt to the left. And back to center and release those arms down. And then from here, friends, we are going to do 3 prayer sweeps. So inhale, arms up, gaze up, hands together. We're going to bend our elbows, we're going to bend our knees, we're going to dramatically come forward into a forward fold and then roll up to standing. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So inhale, hands up, arms up, hinge those elbows and those knees and come forward. Roll up to standing. One last time. Inhale, arms up, palms together. Hinge those elbows and knees and dramatically come forward into your forward fold. Release and roll up to standing. Let's go ahead and do a couple of quick shoulder rolls here. We're going to go one way and then the other. And release. So grab your block and have it close by. And then I want you to stand up nice and tall again. We're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down. Inhale. Come back up. And I want you to interlock your hands behind your back. And we're going to forward fold again. Feel free to keep a bend in your knees if that feels good. And inhale back up. This next time we forward fold, we're going to stay in that pose for a moment. So take a nice inhale, open up your chest. And then hinge from the hips, forward fold. Release your hands, let your arms hang like a rag doll. And then hold onto your elbows. And we're going to do a gentle twist to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, and back to center. You can gently scooch that block in front of you. We're going to put our hands on our block. You can have either your fingertips touching or your palm on your block. And remember, there's 3 heights to your block. So make it the convenient height for you. And then we're going to inhale that right arm up towards the ceiling. Follow it with your gaze. It's okay if you can't quite point towards the ceiling. Just go wherever your body is comfortable today. And breathe. And release that arm down. Take a nice inhale. We're going to sweep our left arm up. Left gaze. And gently release. You can go ahead and bend your knees and slowly roll up to standing. And then we're going to come to the top of our mat because we're going to move into our standing series poses here. We're going to do some Ashtanga poses. So to start off, let's have our hands on our hips. We're going to step our left foot back. Right foot's going to be forward. Our left foot's going to be at a 45-degree angle, facing forward on a separate train track from our right foot. Bend that right knee, stack it over the ankle. Inhale, arms up, gaze up. I want you to bring your hands together. Have your 2 pointer fingers touching and fold the rest of your fingers in. Reach higher towards the ceiling. And then let's come into a very gentle back bend. Straighten that spine back out. Open those arms, coming into Warrior Two. And then we're going to flip our right palm up. We're going to bring it up towards the ceiling, letting our left arm rest on our back leg, coming into Peaceful Warrior. Excellent. Let's bring our arms back to neutral. Straighten that front leg. We're going to pull that left hip back. And we're going to be hinging forward from the waist and coming into triangle pose. Now your block is close by. Feel free to use your block on the inside of your right leg to help you with this stretch. You can also feel free to hold on to your leg for support instead. Just make sure you're not pressing on your knee. Do whatever feels comfortable for you. Just trying to open and stretch our back and our shoulders. And breathe. And then we're going to inhale. Come back up into Warrior Two. And then inhale those arms up and bring those hips forward into Warrior One. And then bring your hands onto your hips. Step forward to the top of your mat and go ahead and just shake out your legs for a second. Excellent. We're going to move into the same sequence with our left leg. So hands on hips, step that right foot back. Left leg is forward. Bend that bend that left knee. Have it stacked over the left ankle. Inhale, arms up, gaze up, Warrior One. And then let's put our pointer fingers together, reach a little higher towards the ceiling, and come into a gentle, slight back bend. Back to neutral spine. Open those arms up, Warrior Two. And then we're going to flip that left palm. Inhale that left arm up towards the sky. Right arm drapes on our back leg. Peaceful Warrior. And then bring your arms and your torso back to neutral. Straighten that front leg, pull that right hip back, and then we're going to hinge forward, coming into triangle. Feel free to use your block on the inside of your leg for support if that works for you today. or hold on to your leg. Whatever feels comfortable. And then we're going to put a bend in that front knee and come back up into Warrior Two. And then inhale, arms up, hips forward, Warrior One. Hands on hips, step forward, top of your mat, and go ahead and loosen up those legs for a moment. Excellent. Wonderful, great job. So from here, I want you to extend your arms out to the sides, and we're just going to do a couple of gentle twists. So we're going to twist to the right, and twist to the left, twist to the right, twist to the left, come back to center. You can release those arms, and then I want you to inhale them up, gaze up, exhale, forward fold, inhale, halfway lift, exhale down, bend those knees, sweep those arms back and up and come into chair pose, and then push into standing and release those arms down. Wonderful. We're going to do that one more time, but just coming into our forward fold and actually making our way onto the floor. So inhale, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down. Bend those knees, plant your hands on the mat, and take a moment to come into table pose on the floor, on your mat. Excellent. So once you are in table, we're going to go through 3 cycles of cat-cow following our breath. So first we're going to come into cow, inhaling, head up, drop the belly, gaze up. Exhale, head down, round that spine like a cat. Inhale, head up. Exhale, head down. Inhale, head up. Exhale, head down. And then come back to neutral spine. And while we're in table, I want you to grab your pillow and you're going to put it underneath you. And from here, we're going to do a downward dog, chaturanga, upward facing dog series. We're going to do this 3 times. So what we're going to do first is we're going to slowly raise our bent knees off the mat, straighten them as much as you can, coming into downward dog. So your sits bones are reaching towards the sky. You can go ahead and pedal those feet to loosen out those calves. And then we're going to bend our knees and bring them back down to the mat. Can release your toes. And what we're going to do from here is we are going to hinge at the elbows, lower our torso, sweep our chest down and up from the mat, and then push and extend our arms, lifting our chest up, releasing our back legs, letting our hips rest on our pillow, coming into upward facing dog. And then from here, we're going to hinge at the elbows, and then we're going to pull our hips back onto our ankles, coming into child's pose and letting our head rest on our pillow. Beautiful. We're going to do 2 more rounds. So come back into table. We're going to slowly lift our pelvis up, coming into downward dog. And then lower your knees back down, release those toes. And we're going to hinge at the elbows, sweep our chest down to the mat and up, extending those arms, coming into upward facing dog. And then go ahead and pull those hips back to your heels, coming into child's pose. And then roll back into table. One last time, friends. Push into downward facing dog, extending those legs, hips reaching towards the sky. And gently bend those knees, bring them back to the mat, release those toes. Hinge from the elbows, sweep your chest down and up. Come into upward facing dog. And then pull those hips back, extending the arms out, head resting on your pillow, child's pose. And you're going to slowly come up, move that pillow, and then we're going to come onto our sits bones on the mat, extend our legs out in front of us. Legs are going to be spread about mat's distance apart. And from here, we're going to extend our arms out to the side. We're going to twist to the right. And keeping your arms extended, I want you to lean forward like you're going to touch your toes, your right toes. Touch them if you can. If not, no worries. And then bring your torso back up to a straighter spine. Untwist to center. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So twist to the left. And then we're going to reach for our left toes. Straighten that spine. Coming back to center. We're going to do that one more round. Twisting to the right. Reaching for your right toes. Unwinding, coming back to center. Twisting to the left. Reaching for those left toes. Unwinding, coming back to center. And release those arms down. Wonderful job. So now I want you to grab your strap, and we're going to put our strap on the inside of the arch of our right foot. And we're going to go ahead and bend that left leg and pull that left foot in towards our hips. So we're coming into a single-legged forward fold pose here. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to grip our strap with both of our hands. We're going to elongate our spine. And then I want you to inhale. Bring your chin up towards the ceiling. Keep tension on your strap. And I want you to do a slight back bend here. And then back to neutral spine. And then we're going to hinge from the hips using the strap. Pull your torso forward over that front leg. Feel free to drop the straps and hold on to your leg if that feels good to you, or keep holding the straps. This is your stretch. Inhale, come back up to neutral spine. And then using the strap gripped in your right hand, go ahead and pick up your right leg and move it off to the side. And we're going to continue to hold our right leg in that strap with our right hand. And we're going to inhale that left arm up towards the ceiling, gaze up. You can stay here or continue and bring that left hand towards your right toes, opening up the side body, and breathe. Beautiful. Inhale. Torso back up to neutral spine. Using the strap, move that right leg back to center in front of you. And now I want you to grab the strap with both hands, opening up the strap. And you're going to slide your left foot into the strap and pull your right foot out, bending your right leg. Right foot comes in towards your sit bones. And we're going to repeat the same process on the other side. So hold that strap with both hands. It's on the arch of the inside of your left foot. Your foot is flexed, spine is straight. Inhale, head up. Slight back bend, keeping tension on the strap. Back to neutral spine. Hinge from the hips, forward fold over that leg. Inhale back up. And then we're going to put that strap in our left hand and use that strap to help move our left leg out to the side. It doesn't matter how far it goes, just so you can feel the stretch. So you decide. Keep that strap in your left hand. Inhale that right arm up towards the ceiling. And then if it's within your practice today, try to reach your right hand towards those left toes, opening up the side body. Inhale back to neutral spine. Go ahead and move that left leg back to center. Grab the strap with both your hands, open up the strap, and you're going to slide your right foot in. So now both your left foot and your right foot are inside the strap. And expand your legs mat distance apart again. Holding onto the strap with either hand, take a nice inhale, elongate that spine, and then hinge forward from the hips, pulling on the straps, coming into a forward fold. Only come forward as far as it feels comfortable to you. And breathe. Beautiful. Inhale, come back up, neutral spine. And now you can move your strap off to the side. We are done with our strap for today. So from here, friends, I want you to go ahead, bend your knees, plant your feet on the mat, lower your back down to the mat. And from here, we're going to come into a reclined pigeon pose. So I want you to cross your right ankle over your left leg. So your right ankle is going to be just below your left knee. And at first, we're just going to inhale and hinge our legs up closer to our chest. So just imagine your legs are one unit, hinging them closer. This might be enough for you, or you can feel free to thread your hands through that space you created around your left leg and hold on to your left thigh. Do whatever's comfortable for you. This is a hip stretch, but it also helps release any tension that's being stored in our lower back. So just breathe. Beautiful. Release those legs back down onto the mat. You're going to uncross your legs. And we're going to switch sides. So this time your left ankle is going to be just below your right knee. When you're ready, inhale, hinge your legs up. And decide if you want to stay here or if you want to thread your hands around that right thigh and help pull it in closer. Again, we are opening up our hips. which actually also helps us release tension in our back. Beautiful. Release those legs down, uncross them, and then we're going to inhale both of our knees up, give them a squeeze, and gently rock side to side, massaging your spine. And then we're going to stop rocking, and we're going to come into happy baby pose. So I want you to bend your knees and have the soles of your feet facing the ceiling. If it's possible, grab onto your shins, grab onto your ankles, or you can grab onto the insides of your feet. And if you're feeling really flexible, you can grab onto the outsides of your feet. Just do what works for you today. This is another great hip opening stretch, but it's also a wonderful stretch for our spine. And again, if you'd like to, I encourage you to rock side to side. So while we're in this stretch, we're also continuing to massage our spine. Beautiful. We're going to put those feet down onto the mat, arms along our sides, and we're going to come up into a bridge pose. So inhale, pull those hips up towards the sky, create space underneath your back. We're going to hold this for a couple breaths. And very slowly roll back down to the mat. And just breathe for a moment. Beautiful. From here, I want you to roll on to your right side and then slowly push yourself up and come into table pose, and then pull those hips back and come into child's pose. Just stretching our spine in a different way, loosening things up. Excellent. Come back into table. And what we're going to do is we are going to grab our pillow. We're going to put our pillow in front of us. We're going to stack our arms, our forearms on our pillow. We're going to put our hips over our knees. And we're going to be coming into puppy pose here. So our sits bones are extended towards the ceiling. We're going to rest our head on our pillow. And our chest is going to be falling towards the mat. It might not touch the mat at all. This is a pretty intense back stretch. So just take your time, get comfortable. Make sure your hips are stacked over your knees. And breathe. If any of you want a more intense stretch, you can remove the pillow and just rest your head on your forearms on the mat. And if you want to intensify it even more, you can extend your arms out straight and just rest your forehead on your mat. These are all options available to you. But remember, we are going to hold this pose for a couple of minutes. So make sure you choose a position that's going to work for you. So while we're in this pose, I want you to bring your awareness to your spine. What sensations are you experiencing right now? Bring your awareness to your chest. Let it melt into the mat. Bring your awareness to your hips. Are they still stacked over your knees? Try to let your body be soft. Let yourself melt into the stretch. Maintain smooth inhales and exhales. Try to release any tension you're holding. Then remember, if this gets too intense, you can always just come into child's pose. But if you're still in the pose, keep breathing. Keep surrendering. Try to keep your awareness on your spine and on your breath. You guys are doing a great job. Few more breaths here. Take a nice deep inhale and let it go. Slowly lift your torso and then go ahead and push back into child's pose, but sweep your arms along the sides of your legs. Let your forehead rest on the mat and breathe. And then we're going to slowly come up and we're going to come into sort of our bridge pose prep again. So we're going to come onto our backs on our mat. We're going to have our pillow and our block right next to us, and actually slide your pillow on the mat underneath your back. And we're going to bend our knees, have our feet planted on the mat. Have our arms extended along our sides. And then once you are ready to come into bridge pose, and your pillow's underneath your back, your block is nearby, inhale those hips up towards the sky, create that space underneath your back, and slide your block at its lowest setting, lengthwise underneath your hips. And slowly lower those hips down. So your hips are being supported by your block. Your back is being cushioned by the pillow. Your head is on the floor. Your knees are bent. Your arms can either be along your sides, or you can inhale them overhead to create a more dynamic stretch. So you're stretching your abdominal muscles as well as your hips. If your arms are overhead, you can also feel free to grab onto your elbows or your wrists if that feels good to you. You can also just let your arms hang on the mat by your sides. It doesn't matter. This is your pose. Do what feels good to you. Once you're settled, find your breath. Even inhales and exhales. Make sure you're not holding any tension in your ankles, in your shins. Let your knees be soft. Let your hips be open. Release any tension you're holding in your back. Release any tension you're holding in your shoulders. Let your jaw be relaxed. Let your tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. Let your eyelids be heavy. Let your forehead be smooth. Bring your awareness to the sensations you're feeling in your hips, in your back. Let yourself be soft and light. Couple more breaths here. I want you to take a nice deep inhale and let it go. So we're going to stay in this position, but what we're going to do, as long as you don't have any lower back injuries, I'd like you to inhale that left leg up, so you're balancing on the block with your left leg, and then inhale that right leg up. So the lower part of your body is being completely supported by the block. And then from here, if it feels good to you, gently rock side to side, massaging that lumbar spine. This can be an incredible spine massage here. Go nice and slow. Obviously, if it doesn't feel good, just back out of the pose. And then slowly, with control, lower one foot and then the other. And then we're going to inhale those hips up, move that block off to the side, slowly lower your hips back down, and just rest here for a moment. All right. So come on to your side, either side. Start to push your torso up just enough so you can pull that pillow out. And then we're going to come back onto our backs. Our knees are bent, feet planted on the mat. And I actually want you to put your pillow between your legs. And then walk your feet in. You're going to make your legs and your pillow a nice tight unit here. Extend your arms out to the side into a T. And then we're going to let our legs fall to the left. It's okay if they don't touch the ground. And our gaze is going to be over our right fingertips. So this is a different modification of a supported supine twist. This is a wonderful twist for our back. Some of you might be hearing some snaps and pops. That's perfectly normal. And breathe. If at any point this feels a little too intense, you can actually just bring your gaze back up towards the ceiling, and this will reduce some of the tension that you're feeling. Now from here, I want you to focus on relaxing into the pose. So release any tension you're holding in your legs. Let your knees be soft. Let your hips be soft. Release any tension you're holding in your back. Try not to fight the pose, but to surrender into it. Release any tension you're holding in your upper back or your shoulders. Let your arms be soft. Let your gaze be soft. Maintain smooth, even breaths in and out. If your mind starts to wander, bring it back to the sensation of your breath moving in and out of your nostrils. And take a nice deep breath in and let it go. Inhale those legs back up so your feet are planted on the mat again. And then we're going to do the same pose on the other side. So let your knees fall the other direction. Gaze is over the opposite hand. And then systematically work through your body, trying to release tension, allowing yourself to surrender into the mat, into the pose. Enjoy your smooth, gentle breaths in and out. Bring your awareness to the sensations you're feeling in your spine. When your mind starts to wander, bring it back to your breath. Now take a nice deep inhale and let it go. Inhale those knees back up to center. Go ahead and pull that pillow out from your legs. Extend your legs out. Extend your arms out to the side, palms shining towards the ceiling. And we're going to come into our final resting pose, corpse pose or Shavasana. And just relax. If you do have any back pain that you're experiencing, or if you're pregnant like me, feel free to come onto your side into a fetal position. But if not, I encourage you to stay in corpse pose in your Shavasana. I want you to take a nice deep inhale and let it go. And if you're in corpse pose, please roll onto either your right or left side into a fetal position. And then everyone slowly push up into a seated position. We're going to move into our pranayama and meditation part of our practice. So we are going to be in a sitting position. Feel free to sit on a chair, to sit on a pillow or a block, either cross-legged or on your knees, whatever feels comfortable to you. Once you're situated, we're going to be moving into natural breathing A, B, and then doing our full yogic breath. So first, elongate your spine, pull the crown of your head towards the ceiling, let your shoulders fall away from your ears, and I want you to put your hands on your chest. Close your eyes. And on your next inhale, I want you to fill your lungs and expand your ribs, filling your chest cavity up with air until you can't take any more in. Once it's full, pause and gently exhale. We're going to do that again. Inhaling, expanding the ribs, expanding the lungs, till you can't take any more air into your chest. And pause. And gently exhale. And we're going to slide our hands down to our belly, moving into natural breathing B. We'll do 2 rounds of this. So on your next inhale, expand your belly like a balloon, filling it up completely with air. And when you can't take any more in, pause. And exhale, pull that navel towards the spine. And again, inhale, expand the belly. Fill it up with air. Pause. Exhale, pull that navel towards the spine. Beautiful. We're going to return to normal breathing. Keep one hand on the belly, slide one hand up to the heart. So now we're going to combine the two and come into our full yogic breathing here. So inhale, fill up your belly with air, then fill up your ribs, fill up your lungs, fill up your entire body with air till you can't take any more air in. Pause. And gently exhale, releasing the air from your ribs, lungs, belly. Inhale, expand the belly, ribs, lungs. And exhale, release from the lungs, rib, bellies. Continue at your own pace. If your mind starts to wander while you're doing your yogic breathing, bring your awareness to the heat on your body from your hands. Bring your focus to the air as it moves in and out of your nostrils, to the rise of your chest, to the rise of your belly as you inhale. And gently release. Lower your hands, return to normal breathing. And now from here, friends, you can rest your hands on your knees, on your thighs, or rest your hands in your lap, whatever feels comfortable to you. And we're going to elongate our spine. Keep our eyes closed. Find our breath. And I want you to imagine that it's a warm, sunny day, and you're sitting outside in the sun. Imagine the feeling of the sun on your body, the warmth that it's bringing to you. Imagine the sounds around you, the smell of the air. Let your whole body be warmed by the sun and surrounded in its bright light. And imagine as you're breathing and sitting in the sun, that the sun is penetrating into your body, warming your organs, warming your bones to the core, and filling you with energy and calmness. want you to take a nice deep inhale and let it go. And then we're going to inhale, arms up, gaze up, hands together, bring them in front of your heart. Bow your head to your heart. And take a moment to thank your back, thank your spine for all the amazing things that it lets you do every day. And then thank yourself for your practice today. I'm so grateful you spent this time with me. I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. Sending you love and light. Namaste. Hello, friends, and welcome to Light on